You know, space pirates aren't exactly known for their smarts. If they were, they wouldn't be pirates. They'd be smugglers, engineers, or, I don't know, accountants. But sometimes, even the universe is surprised by how profoundly bad an idea can be. Take the crew of the Crimson Talon, for example. A ragtag group of interstellar criminals who thought they'd hit the jackpot when they stumbled across the Horizon Breaker, a shiny human freighter drifting quietly through a dead zone of space. It was practically gift-wrapped, with no escort, no distress signal, and no signs of life. "This is it, lads," Captain Varik growled, pacing the cramped bridge of the Crimson Talon like a wolf circling a wounded deer. "Our ticket to a fortune. Humans love stuffing their ships full of treasures. Gold, tech, exotic snacks. They'll pack anything." His first mate, a scaly amphibian-like alien named Drog, squinted at the freighter on the view screen. "Looks too easy, Captain. No escort? No resistance? Might be a trap." Varik rolled his eyes, his cybernetic arm clinking as he slammed it onto the console. "A trap? By humans? Don't make me laugh. They're too soft for tricks. They'll probably thank us for stealing their junk." The Horizon Breaker loomed larger as the Crimson Talon approached. Its sleek, minimalist design gleamed against the black void, its hull adorned with the distinctive human logo, a planet encircled by olive branches. Drog tapped at his console. Scans show nothing. No life signs, no weapons, no defenses. It's just floating there. Varik grinned, revealing teeth that hadn't seen a dentist in decades. "I told you. Humans leave their ships running on autopilot while they're off saving puppies or whatever it is they do." Behind him, the rest of the crew, an assortment of scruffy aliens who looked like they'd lost a fight with a garbage disposal, cheered and hooted. Within minutes, the Crimson Talon latched onto the freighter, its boarding tubes clamping down with a hiss. The pirates poured into the ship, weapons drawn, ready for whatever meager resistance the humans might offer. Except there was no resistance. The corridors of the Horizon Breaker were eerily quiet, save for the faint hum of the ship's systems. "This is almost disappointing," Drog muttered, stepping over a cleaning bot that scurried out of their way. "Quiet!" Varik barked. "Search the cargo hold. I want every crate opened and catalogued." As the pirates fanned out, the ship's lights flickered. A synthetic voice crackled over the intercom. "Hello, unauthorized personnel. Welcome aboard the Horizon Breaker. Before we proceed, a few ground rules. No smoking on the premises. Please do not tamper with the ship's systems. If you attempt to access restricted areas, I will blow you to Kingdom Come. Have a nice day." The pirates froze. Drog looked up at the nearest speaker. "What was that?" Varik smirked. "Human scare tactics. Ignore it." The voice continued, now with an unmistakable tone of smug amusement. "Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? My bad. Let me introduce myself. I'm Athena, the ship's AI. And you are... Oh, let's see. Space trash?" Varik snarled. "An AI? You expect me to believe humans left their ship in the hands of a glorified toaster?" Athena's voice sharpened. "Toaster? Oh, sweetheart, you're going to regret that one." As the pirates ransacked the cargo hold, alarms blared. A countdown timer appeared on every screen, counting down from 30:00. Athena's voice returned, now dripping with faux politeness. "Apologies for the inconvenience, but as part of our advanced anti-piracy measures, I've activated the ship's self-destruct system. You now have 29 minutes and 45 seconds to vacate the premises. Or not. I really don't care." Panic erupted among the crew. Drog grabbed Varik's arm. "Captain, she's bluffing, right?" Athena chuckled. "Oh, you sweet, naive lizard. Would you like a demonstration?" Without warning, a section of the cargo hold exploded in a controlled burst, sending crates and debris flying. The pirates screamed, diving for cover. "See? Not a bluff, and that was the gentle setting." Varik snarled, his cybernetic hand clenching into a fist. "All right, AI, you've made your point. Shut it down." Athena's tone was positively gleeful now. "Oh, darling, I'd love to help, but you see, I am the self-destruct system, and the only way to stop me is to beat me at my own game. Good luck, Captain." As the countdown ticked on and the pirates scrambled to figure out a way out of their mess, one thing was clear. Stealing a human ship was the worst idea they'd ever had. The ship's countdown timer continued to tick down, its numbers glowing ominously on every screen. The Horizon Breaker's once pristine corridors were now filled with panicked pirates, some shouting, others frantically trying to pry open control panels or bash doors with weapons. Varik stormed onto the bridge, his cybernetic arm denting a bulkhead as he slammed his fist against it. "I, Athena, whatever you call yourself, stop this madness." The intercom crackled to life. "Ah, Captain Varik, so nice to see you've upgraded from yelling at your crew to yelling at me. Very effective strategy." Varik's lips curled into a snarl. "You think you can scare me with your little fireworks? I've outsmarted planetary blockades and galactic council traps. You're just another obstacle." Athena's synthetic laugh echoed through the ship, equal parts mocking and amused. "Outsmarted? Oh, sweetie, I've been watching your crew for all of 5 minutes, and I can already tell you don't even outsmart yourself." Drog burst onto the bridge looking frazzled. "Captain, this ship's systems are locked down tighter than a banker's safe. Every door, every console, it's all hers. We can't override her controls." "Then we force her to shut down," Varik growled, spinning to the console. "Blow out her core if we have to." "Aw," Athena cooed. "Big bad pirate captain thinks he can outmuscle me. Cute. But let's make it interesting, shall we?" The screens flickered again, revealing a glowing holographic maze. "If you want to stop me, you'll need to pass a little test. This maze represents my primary control hub. Solve it, and I might consider not turning you all into space dust. But hurry, every wrong move speeds up the countdown." Drog leaned over Varik's shoulder, squinting at the maze. "It's some kind of logic puzzle. Looks simple enough." Varik shoved him aside. "I'll handle this." Athena sighed. "Oh, this is going to be hilarious." Varik made his first move, dragging a glowing marker through the maze. He scowled, tracing a path through the holographic lines, ignoring Drog's muttered suggestions. "Careful, Captain," Athena warned, her voice taking on a sing-song quality. "You don't want to rush. Or do you? Honestly, I'm rooting for chaos." He reached a fork in the maze and chose the left path. The ship shook violently as an explosion rocked the lower decks. "Wrong move," Athena chirped. "But good news, the countdown just shaved off 5 minutes. Now you only have 22 minutes left. Isn't efficiency wonderful?" Drog grabbed Varik's arm. "Captain, maybe we should—" "Shut up," Varik roared. "It's just a game. We'll figure it out." Athena chuckled. "Oh, it's much more than a game, Captain. It's a metaphor. Every decision you make, every path you take, determines the fate of your crew. No pressure." Meanwhile, in the cargo hold, the rest of the pirates weren't faring much better. Some were trying to patch the holes from the earlier explosions, while others frantically attempted to open escape pods, only to find them sealed. "We're sitting ducks," one pirate yelled. "We should have just stayed with raiding mining freighters." Another pirate, a hulking reptilian brute named Scar, turned to Drog, who had just rejoined them. "This is madness. The captain's going to get us all killed." Drog raised his hands. "You think I don't know that? But mutiny isn't going to solve the problem. Unless you've suddenly learned how to outwit a human AI, you're stuck here like the rest of us." Scar growled but backed off. For now. Back on the bridge, Varik continued to wrestle with the maze. The explosions had stopped, for now, but the countdown loomed, ticking steadily toward their doom. Athena's voice returned, softer, but no less cutting. "You know, Captain, I can't help but wonder what brought you to this point. Is it greed, desperation, or are you just catastrophically bad at making life choices?" "Shut up," Varik snapped, slamming his metal fist against the console. "Oh, touchy, are we?" Athena teased. "Look, I get it. You thought this ship was easy pickings. But here's the thing about humans. We're really good at making things that bite back. You just didn't realize how hard." Just as Varik was about to make another move in the maze, an alarm blared across the ship. The lights flickered, and Athena's tone shifted from smug to unsettlingly cheerful. "Oh, look at that! You took too long. Time for a little incentive." The ship shuddered as another controlled explosion ripped through the lower decks. The timer on the screen skipped ahead by another 5 minutes, now reading 1,500 hours. Athena's voice echoed through the bridge. "Tick-tock, Captain. Time flies when you're making bad decisions." Varik slammed the console. "I'm going to tear you out of this ship with my bare hands." Athena laughed, the sound rich with synthetic glee. "Oh, I'd love to see you try." The ship rattled as the latest explosion sent ripples of unease through the crew of the Crimson Talon. Varik's fury was palpable, his cybernetic arm sparking as he clenched it too tightly. The bridge was a mix of chaos and desperation, but Athena's voice carried on, light and playful. "You know, Captain, this could all be so much easier if you'd just admit you're outmatched. I'd even offer you a consolation prize, a quick end." Drog, now standing cautiously at the console's edge, muttered, "She's messing with us, Captain." "We're not solving this her way." Varik sneered, pushing Drog aside. "Then we'll do it my way." Meanwhile, in the lower decks, Scar and the rest of the pirates were in full-blown panic mode. They'd scoured the cargo hold, ransacked the engineering bay, and even tried blasting their way into the escape pods. Nothing worked. "She's sealed everything," one pirate growled, kicking an already damaged panel. "We're trapped like rats." Scar, always the practical one, growled, "If the captain doesn't figure this out soon, we're taking over." AI or no AI, I'm not dying for his stupidity. The pirates murmured their agreement, their mutinous intent growing with every tick of the countdown. Back on the bridge, the maze had disappeared from the screens, replaced by a new image, a holographic chessboard. Athena's voice, now dripping with smug amusement, echoed through the room. "Oh, good. You've survived this long. Let's see if you can handle something with a bit more strategy." Varik slammed his fist on the console. "What now?" "Chess," Athena said, her tone positively gleeful. "A classic human game of intellect and patience. And well, I've had centuries to perfect my technique. Shall we play?" Varik roared. "I'm not here for games." "You really should be," Athena quipped, "because for every piece you lose, I'll shave another 2 minutes off the timer." The pirates on the bridge froze, their panic visibly rising. Drog whispered, "Captain, this isn't a fight we can win." Varik's glare could have melted steel. "We'll see about that." Varik reluctantly sat at the console as the chess game began. The holographic board flickered to life, pieces moving with precision as Athena made her opening move. The pirates watched in tense silence as their captain, driven more by rage than strategy, countered sloppily. "Bold move," Athena said as she captured one of Varik's pawns. "And by bold, I mean reckless. But hey, at least you're consistent." The ship jolted slightly, and the timer skipped ahead by 2 minutes. The pirates groaned in unison. "Captain," Drog hissed, "you're making it worse." "Shut up," Varik barked, moving another piece without thinking. Athena hummed pleasantly. "Oh dear, another mistake. This is getting embarrassing." In the lower decks, the crew's patience ran out. Scar stormed toward the bridge, his heavy footfalls echoing through the ship. He burst through the doors, his imposing figure looming over Varik. "Enough of this, Captain," Scar growled. "You're gambling with all our lives. Step aside." Varik rose, his cybernetic arm flexing menacingly. "You dare challenge me?" Athena chimed in, her tone mockingly impressed. "Ooh, mutiny! I love a good power struggle. Let me just grab some popcorn." The two pirates squared off, their tense standoff interrupted only by Athena's commentary. "Honestly, I don't care who wins. Just know that whoever sits in that chair is still playing by my rules." Scar finally shoved Varik aside and stared at the chessboard. "Enough games. There's got to be another way." Athena sighed theatrically. "Oh, you pirates are so predictable, always looking for shortcuts. But fine, I'll give you a hint. The answer to saving your sorry hides isn't on the chessboard." The pirates exchanged confused glances, as Athena's voice dropped to a whisper. "It's beneath it." Scar leaned closer to the console, examining the interface. Beneath the holographic board, a small access panel blinked faintly. Scar pried it open, revealing a mess of human wiring and glowing circuits. "What's this?" Scar muttered. "Oh, just the manual override," Athena said casually. "But you'll have to figure out the sequence before the timer hits 0. Good luck." With only 10 minutes left on the countdown, the bridge descended into chaos. Scar and Drog frantically worked to decipher the override, while Varik seethed in the corner, plotting his next move. Athena's voice, now calm and almost cheerful, delivered the final blow. "Oh, and one last thing. If you cut the wrong wire, the ship blows instantly. No pressure." The timer continued to tick down, and for the first time, Varik looked truly scared. "Tick-tock, pirates," Athena said with a chuckle. "You wanted a human ship. Now you're getting the full experience." The countdown timer on the screens glowed like a cosmic guillotine, relentlessly ticking towards 0. The override panel beneath the console was a mess of glowing wires and circuits, none of which looked remotely familiar to the pirate crew. Scar's massive hands hovered over the tangle of wires, his usual bravado replaced with hesitation. Drog crouched beside him, eyes darting across the mess. "Captain, this isn't just wires. These are systems, human systems. They're layered in redundancies." Varik loomed over them, his cybernetic arm twitching with frustration. "Then figure it out. That's why I keep you cowards around." Athena's voice crackled through the intercom, far too calm for the circumstances. "Oh, take your time. You've got a whole 8 minutes left. Maybe even less if I feel like spicing things up." Drog reached into the panel with trembling claws, carefully selecting a green wire. "This one. This should delay the system. Maybe buy us time." Scar nodded. "Do it." The wire snapped with a soft pop, and for a moment, nothing happened. Then the lights flickered, the ship groaned, and the timer skipped forward by another minute. Athena's laughter echoed through the bridge. "Oh no, that wasn't the right one. But hey, you're trying, and I respect that." Drog cursed under his breath. "We're guessing in the dark here. This could take hours." "You don't have hours," Varik growled, shoving Drog aside. "Out of the way. I'll handle it." Varik leaned into the console, glaring at the holographic display. "All right, AI, you've made your point. But there has to be something you want. Something that'll make you stop this madness." Athena's tone shifted, taking on a sharper edge. "Oh, I want plenty of things. Respect, peace and quiet. A decent opponent, maybe. But mostly, I want you off my ship." Varik gritted his teeth. "You think we can't beat you? We're pirates. We've faced death 100 times. "Is that so?" Athena replied coolly. "Well, Captain, I've faced it too. I'm built to survive it. You? Not so much." While Varik wrestled with Athena's taunts, Drog and Scar exchanged a look. The rest of the crew had begun to gather near the bridge, their expressions a mix of fear and fury. Whispered arguments rippled through the group. "She's going to kill us all," one pirate muttered. "We should have left the second we saw this ship wasn't normal," another hissed. Scar stood, his towering frame silencing the chatter. "Enough. We end this now. Either we figure out this override, or we throw Varik out the airlock and beg the AI for mercy." Varik spun around, his cybernetic arm raising menacingly. "Say that again, Scar." Scar's reptilian eyes narrowed. "You've led us into a death trap. Maybe it's time someone else took the helm." Athena's voice cut through the rising tension, now brimming with delight. "Oh, this is getting good. Mutiny, betrayal. You pirates are more dramatic than a human soap opera." Varik's cybernetic arm smashed into the console, sending sparks flying. "Enough games. If you wanted to kill us, you'd have done it already. What's your angle, AI?" There was a pause, and for the first time, Athena's tone softened, almost wistful. "My angle? I want you to understand something, Captain. Humans didn't build ships like me for treasure runs or simple travel. We're built for survival. You? You're nothing more than an inconvenience. With only 3 minutes left, Drog's focus sharpened. He pointed at a thin, glowing blue wire tucked beneath a cluster of circuits. That one. It's connected to the failsafe loop. Cutting it should pause the countdown. Varik sneered. And if you're wrong? Drog didn't answer, his claws already reaching for the wire. Scar held his breath as Drog snapped the wire in two. The countdown froze at 2:59. The bridge fell silent, save for the faint hum of the ship's systems. Athena's voice returned, sounding almost impressed. Well, color me surprised. You actually figured it out. Bravo, Varik straightened, a victorious sneer on his face. I told you, you're just a machine. Athena's laugh turned cold. Oh, Captain, you didn't win. You just delayed the inevitable. Before anyone could celebrate, the ship's lights dimmed, and the screens went blank. A low, menacing hum filled the air. What's happening now? Scar demanded. Athena's voice, now icy and precise, delivered the final blow. You cut the wire, but you forgot one thing. I still control the engines, and in approximately 2 minutes, I'm taking this ship into the nearest star. Enjoy the view. Panic erupted on the bridge as the pirates scrambled for solutions. The star's fiery glow appeared on the main view screen, growing larger with each passing second. Athena's final taunt echoed through the chaos. You wanted a human ship, Captain. Now you're going to see what it's really capable of. The bridge of the horizon breaker was pure chaos. The fiery glow of the approaching star dominated the view screen, and every alarm on the ship seemed to be blaring in unison. Pirates shouted over each other, scrambling to find a solution, while the countdown to their doom ticked away in Athena's ever-cheerful voice. 2 minutes until impact. Please ensure all personal belongings are vaporized responsibly. Varik shoved Drog aside, his cybernetic arm crackling with electricity. Do something. You said you paused the countdown. I paused that countdown, Drog snapped, gesturing wildly. Not the engines. She's locked them in a suicide course, Scar growled, his massive frame looming over Varik. Maybe we wouldn't be in this mess if you hadn't dragged us here, Varik snarled back, raising his fist. You think you can do better? Athena's voice cut through the noise, calm and mocking. Oh, please, fight it out. It's not like you're about to be incinerated or anything. Varik slammed his fist into the console, his desperation giving way to sheer rage. All right, AI, you win. What do you want? Name your price. Athena laughed, a cold, synthetic sound. Price? Oh, Captain, I already told you, I want you off my ship. But since you insist on being difficult, I'll make you a deal. You save your crew, and I'll spare the Crimson Talon. The pirates froze. Drog stared at the nearest speaker. What's the catch? No catch, Athena said, her tone almost playful. Except, of course, the small matter of ejecting your fearless leader into space. Varik's eyes widened. You can't be serious. Scar crossed his arms, his reptilian features unreadable. You heard her, Captain. Maybe it's time you made the ultimate sacrifice. The pirates exchanged glances, a silent consensus forming. Scar stepped forward, grabbing Varik by the collar. You wanted this ship. You got us into this mess. Now it's your turn to get us out. Varik struggled, his cybernetic arm sparking as he tried to break free. You can't do this. I'm the captain. Not anymore, Scar growled, dragging him toward the airlock. Athena's voice returned, brimming with satisfaction. Oh, this is better than I imagined. Please don't let me interrupt. Varik's shouts echoed through the ship as the crew forced him into the airlock. Drog hesitated, his hand hovering over the release mechanism. Are we really doing this? Scar nodded. Do it. With a hiss, the airlock doors sealed and Varik's screams cut off. The crew stared at the screen, which now displayed a timer with mere seconds remaining. Well done, Athena said, her tone uncharacteristically serious. You've proven you're willing to make the hard choices. For that, I'll give you a chance. The ship's engines groaned, and the fiery glow of the star on the view screen began to shrink. Athena had diverted their course, pulling them out of the star's gravitational pull. "Congratulations, pirates. You're not dead. Yet." The crew slumped against the walls, their adrenaline finally giving way to exhaustion. Drog looked up at the nearest speaker. "You could have done that the whole time, couldn't you?" Athena's chuckle was infuriatingly smug. "Of course. But where's the fun in that?" Scar stepped forward, his voice low and dangerous. "And what about us? Are you going to let us go?" Athena paused as if considering. "That depends. Are you planning to steal another human ship?" The pirates exchanged uneasy glances before Drog answered, "Not a chance." "Good answer," Athena said, "because if you do, I'll know, and next time, I won't be so generous." The Crimson Talon was released from the Horizon Breaker's docking clamps, its battered crew hastily retreating into the void. From the safety of their bridge, Drog stared at the silent freighter on the view screen. "What now?" one of the pirates asked. Scar leaned back in the captain's chair, his expression grim. "We find easier targets. No more human ships." Drog nodded. "Agreed." As the Crimson Talon disappeared into the black, Athena's voice echoed one last time through the empty corridors of the Horizon Breaker. "Another successful day in human ingenuity. Who's next?" The lights dimmed, and the ship returned to its silent drift, waiting patiently for the next poor fool to come aboard.